Breaking news, Jaron Ennis promoter Eddie Hearn, he came out debunking Jaron Ennis, claiming that he never knew about the Vergil Ortiz fight, that there was an offer on the table and negotiations back and forth. Eddie Hearn stated Jaron Ennis did receive an offer to fight Vergil Ortiz next on Riyadh's season 3 days ago. However, Jaron Ennis turned it down. His reasoning was he doesn't want to fight at 154, since they originally proposed this fight at 147. So as far as Jaron Ennis claiming that he's not aware of what's going on, he's hearing the rumors, but he never received an offer, well, that's not true, according to his own promoter. His own promoter said they did receive an offer and they turned it down. Check it out.
Reports that apparently at the last minute there's a change in wanting it to be at 147 instead of 154. Can you clarify?
There was never a last minute change for it to be at 147. We received an offer about 3 days ago for the fight at 147. Not from us, not us trying to get the fight at 147. That is how it was written in the offer to us. We took it back to Jaron. Obviously that's fine with us. We went back to them and say, yes, we'll accept, but are you sure this is at 47? They went away, they came back and they said, no, we've spoken to Golden Boy, sorry, it would be at 154, you've got to vacate your title. Okay, well, this is a big decision, we're going to have to go back. This was about 24, 48 hours ago. On Thanksgiving, we were asked to make a decision, and the answer was, I just don't know. I'm not ready to make a decision if I'm going to vacate my belt. And that's it. And that's all it is. So if we've got time to make a decision, maybe he does it. But if it's to make a decision tonight or tomorrow, I'm not sure he will. If he moves to 54, he'll 100% fight Vergil Ortiz. If he doesn't, he'll unify at 147. And that's over to him.
Last one already. Boots has actually tweeted that he didn't know anything about in terms of negotiations going on.
There's been no negotiations. All we did was receive an offer about 3 days ago. So all this stuff from, we've been in we haven't. We received an offer to do the fight at 47. We accepted, we went back, we checked. We were then told it was 54. And we said, okay, well, we've got to talk as a team to decide if we're going to go to 54. But what you're not going to see is him go to 54 and not fight Vergil Ortiz. I promise you that.
Good night.
Now, Eddie tried to do some damage control at the end, but we're going to get to it. First of all, as far as Jaron Ennis needing to vacate the IBF title to fight Vergil Ortiz next, that's not true. Since Jaron Ennis just fought his mandatory, so he's free to do whatever he pleases to do. He can move up to heavyweight as far as I know and fight, and he will still keep his IBF title for another year or so until he has another mandatory due. For right now, Jaron Ennis has a voluntary defense. He can do whatever he want to do. He can fight at 154 or whatever division he want to fight and keep the IBF title. So I'm not sure if Eddie is telling Jaron Ennis to vacate the IBF title so he can give it to Conor Ben once Jaron Ennis' contract is up, or what, because that's misinformation that Jaron Ennis has to vacate his IBF title to fight Vergil Ortiz. He can move up to fight Vergil Ortiz and still keep his IBF title. Now, if Jaron Ennis feels once he moves up to 154, he's not coming back down to 147, then that's another reason. Even then, though, he can still keep the IBF title, and after fighting Vergil Ortiz, he can mandate fighting the IBF champion at 154 through his IBF title at 147, since he still got it. So Jaron Ennis doesn't have to vacate his IBF title at all for whatever reason. That's first of all. Second of all, Eddie Hearn tried to do damage control by saying, oh yeah, we never negotiated. Jaron Ennis, he right. We never negotiated. We only received an offer and we went back and forth for a couple of days. Well, that's called negotiations. In fact, that's the definition of negotiations, going back and forth on the offer that was received. Clearly, Eddie Hearn didn't want to throw Jaron Ennis under the bus all the way. But as far as I know, Jaron Ennis already did that with his own hand. Jaron Ennis have stated on multiple occasions that he's open to fight Vergil Ortiz and Crawford at 154. Then when he was offered to fight Vergil Ortiz, all of a sudden, he's claiming that he's unaware of anything, of any offer or anything like that. This is nothing but rumors, and don't believe anybody. When the guy who's saying all of this is his own promoter, Eddie Hearn. To make matters worse, once Jaron Ennis heard the news, he didn't say, well, let's fight. He said everything but let's fight by stating, I'm going to announce what I'm going to do if I'm going to stay at 147 or move up to 154 at a later date and time. Meanwhile, people want to know if Jaron Ennis is going to fight Vergil Ortiz now on Riyadh season on February 22, 2025. I believe Jaron Ennis feels he's not ready to move up to 154. The time frame is not enough for him to bulk up. We know for sure it's not the reason Jaron Ennis gave, which is he never received an offer to fight Vergil Ortiz, because Eddie said Jaron Ennis turned it down. And even when Jaron Ennis made this post, as far as his reaction to all of this news, Jaron Ennis never said, send me the contract so I can sign it. Let's fight. He didn't say that. He said, I'm going to announce what I'm going to do on a later date and time. Well, for Jaron Ennis' sake, he better hope he can find a better opponent than Vergil Ortiz. If he don't, he's going to receive a whole lot of backlash forever. And his career is going to suffer from this. You don't receive an opportunity like this and let it slip. You don't do that, especially when you've been begging for some smoke like Jaron Ennis have. I can understand the idea of Jaron Ennis wanting to become undisputed at 147 if the other champions are willing to fight him. But when he's been waiting and wasting his time at 147 for years without being successful fighting any other champion or any other name that's significant at 147, then what's the point of continuing to waste your time and career? The math is not mathing. It doesn't make sense, especially when Jaron Ennis himself said he's struggling to make 147 and it's time to move up to 154. So what's the holdup? The only way Jaron Ennis can get out of this mess that he got himself into is if he can find a better opponent to fight at 147 than Vergil Ortiz, which at this moment in time, there is none. The division is kind of dead. But if Jaron Ennis can land a unification, then that's a start. However, if he doesn't, this is going to be the biggest mistake of his career. With that being said, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below. And to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My performance was okay. I don't know, man. I think it might be time to go to 54, yo.
Did you feel differently?
I felt good, but I feel like at 54, I'm gonna be way better, and my pop gonna be how it's supposed to be. I'm getting older now. I'm 27. I'll be 28 next year. You better guy. I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be on point. That's what's gonna make me better. Not saying he a bad fighter or anything, but I need them top guys.
I was going to ask you about unifying these titles, but it sounds like you're ready to get out of 147.
No, I mean, if we can get one of these guys and stop playing, let's make it happen. But if not, man, 54, here I come. Every time I fight here, it's going to get bigger and better, and hopefully we bring a big name here. Either we come for the rest of these belts or we're going to 54 and, campaign there and collect them belts there.
You've said that 154 is a poppin' division. It certainly is. Deep, really 1 to 15. If you could move up next year and challenge anybody, who would it be?
Anybody at 154, anybody with a name. Like I said, I want to fight the top guys, the best guys. I want to be great. I want to be, all-time great. And that's what you got to do to fight these guys. You got to put yourself out there.
Congratulations, Boots.
Thank you.